Hello shooters, we're going to talk about flash suppressors and flash suppression. First of all, we're going to talk about flash suppression, why it's important. This video is mainly geared for the martial use of long arms, for the gun gamers, and for people who just go and shoot at the range. You know, flash suppressor is not that big a deal. It's not going to help you win a match. It's not going to help you shoot your target any faster. A flash suppressor won't. What can help you in a match or help you with felt recoil is muzzle brakes. This is a typical muzzle brake. It's a muzzle brake for an AK-74 type rifle. This is it's a zigzag because it's got these little zigzags in it, just a zigzag pattern. But it's a typical AK-74 muzzle brake. What a muzzle brake does is gases that come out of the muzzle. If you're shooting around dry dirt, you'll see the dust fly up if you're in the prone, or if you're shooting around some foliage, when you fire around, you'll see the grass blades bend, or you'll see the leaves move out of the way. What a muzzle brake does, it takes that blast, that muzzle blast, and it redirects it in such a way by hitting this flat face here that it kind of pulls the rifle forward, so it lessens felt recoil. And this is a very good muzzle brake. However, one of the bad things about muzzle brakes typically is that they also enhance or they exaggerate the flash. The flash can even be greater with a muzzle brake than without a muzzle brake. So if flash suppression is something that you'd like to have, then this video is going to be for you. Let's talk about why you would want flash suppression. We need to look at flash and flash suppression from three different vantage points. The first one is from the shooter's vantage point. If you're shooting a firearm and ammo combination that produces a large amount of flash and you don't have a flash suppressor on your muzzle, the flash will actually blind you at night, and it'll also give your position away. So from the shooter's vantage point, we're worried about two things. We're worried about night blindness because of the muzzle flash. We're also worried about position disclosure. The other vantage point we want to look at flash suppression is from your buddy, your battle buddy, or just your buddy or whatever. If your muzzle flash is bright enough and great enough, you will also give your buddy's position away. Because a bright muzzle flash is like a camera flash going off, and it illuminates the whole area. So it'll illuminate your buddy on either side of you, and they won't appreciate that in a firefight. So the other vantage point we want to look at when we're talking about flash suppression is from your buddy standpoint. The third area of flash suppression that we want to talk about, the third vantage point, is from your enemy. Your enemy will be able to see where you are based upon your muzzle flash. So with that in mind, we're going to do some testing regarding some muzzle brakes and some flash suppressors to see which one works best with these particular rifles and ammo combinations. One of the test rifles is a AK-74. This is a converted Saiga, and this is a AKM type 7.62 by 39. It's also a converted Saiga. Both of these rifles are sporting Midwest Industries SS extended lower handguard, and I like these things. That was another video I had. The more I shoot with them, the more I like them. With this rifle, we're going to be shooting the Russian 7N6 round. It's Russian surplus corrosive ammo. It's mil-spec ammo, and we're going to be shooting it bare muzzle. We're going to be shooting it with the typical AK-74 muzzle brake. We're also going to be shooting it with a Manticore muzzle brake. I'll have to look up what type it is. This is not their, excuse me. This is the Manticore flash suppressor, not their muzzle brake. I'll look up the actual nomenclature and have it on the screen there. So for the 5.4 by 45, bare muzzle, AK-74 brake, Manticore flash suppressor. For the 7.62 by 39, we're going to go bare muzzle, Wolf ammo, Wolf military classic ammo, we're going to use the AKM slant brake, and we're going to use a Tapco birdcage flash suppressor, followed up by an FSC 47 muzzle brake flash suppressor. This is one of the hybrids that's on the market. There's a couple others that are touted to be a good muzzle brake as well as provide some flash suppression. We'll see how it works. Now, one of the things that you have to keep in mind, that if you change the ammunition that you're shooting, it will also probably change the muzzle flash characteristics of that round. Some ammunition, particularly mil-spec ammunition, has flash retardants in the powder, and more commercial ammunition doesn't. And so it's important that, I hope you learned something from this video, but it's really important that you take your rifle and your ammo combination and your flash suppressor muzzle brake out and do some testing on your own, so you know what your rifle will do in low light or dark situations. So we're going to head out to the range, and we're going to video these rifles being shot from our 3 vantage points. From the shooter's vantage point, video camera is going to be behind the rifle. We're also going to shoot some video from 90 degrees, which is going to be your buddy's vantage point, and we're also going to shoot some video from the enemy's vantage point, and then we'll come back and discuss the results. So let's head out to the range. Hello shooters, we're out here to video some different muzzle devices and see how much or how little flash there is coming out of 2 different firearm types, AK-47 and AK-74. This is what we're going to do. We're going to shoot 10 rounds with no muzzle device, with the camera in the eye position. Then we're going to do 10 rounds with the camera at 90 degrees. And then I'm going to fire 10 rounds shooting right near the camera, so you'll get the that view of the muzzle flash also. Going to have 2 different muzzle devices on the AK-74, the Russian zigzag, typical AK-74 brake, then the Manicore flash suppressor, not the muzzle brake, the flash suppressor. With the AK-47, we're going to do bare muzzle, do the slant brake, do the Tapco birdcage, and the third one there will be the FSC 74. So before it gets super dark out here, let's go hot. Okay, 10 rounds, bare muzzle, 7N6 ammo, AK-74. Okay, now we have the 74 zigzag on there. 10 rounds, going hot. Okay, the Manicore flash suppressor, 10 rounds, going hot. AKM, AK-74 type, no muzzle device at all, 10 rounds. Woo, that was a couple too fast. Tapco flash suppressor bird cage. Going hot. FSC 47 going hot. '74 bare muzzle. '74 Russian zigzag. Matacore flash suppressor. AKM wolf ammo, no muzzle device. AKM slant brake. FSC 47. '74 bare muzzle. Ah, crap. Hope you can see through the dust. '74 muzzle device. Matacore flash suppressor. AKM, no muzzle device. Woo. AKM slant brake. AKM Tapco bird cage. FSC 47. Okay, now let's talk about the results that you've just seen. I'd like to give my thoughts on what was happening out there while we were shooting. The Wolf, obviously, when fired through the 7.62 with 39, the Wolf Military Classic obviously did not have any flash retardant in the powder. As you can see, there was a tremendous amount of muzzle flash, and particularly when it was getting darker, and we were shooting film from the enemy standpoint. by the second shot on this, I was night blind. I was hoping that I wasn't going to shoot the camera because I was night blind. I couldn't see the camera past that second shot. That's when I said, wow, I thought I was night blind. The 7.6N ammo that was shot out of the 74 does have some flash retardant in there. As you could witness by the bare muzzle, there was some, orange glow, but it wasn't the white, bright flash that we got out of the Wolf on the 7.62 with 39. It was also interesting that the muzzle brake on the AK-74 actually enhanced the flash. I'm sure you noticed that. That even though there wasn't a lot of flash coming out of this thing with a bare muzzle, when you put this thing on it, you could see more muzzle flash than when it was bare muzzle. With the flash suppressor, the Manticore, I feel it did a pretty good job. There's not a lot of flash suppressors available for the 74 because of this large diameter, this 24 by 1 millimeter diameter there. Not a lot of flash suppressors on the market for it. Now let's talk about the AKM 7.62 with 39. I noticed that when I used the slant brake, it also changed the pattern of the muzzle flash. Instead of the muzzle flash being a bright ball, it was kind of oblong along my sight path. This Tapco flash suppressor proves that sometimes you don't have to spend a lot of money to get a lot of value. This worked very well, and this is a very inexpensive flash suppressor. And I was very surprised at how well it performed. Shouldn't have been, because I've seen these birdcage types on M4s and AR type rifles, and it works really good. But I just didn't think that Tapco was going to put out this high of a quality flash suppressor, but they do. I was actually surprised at the level of flash suppression that this FSC-47 did. There's a noticeable difference in felt recoil when shooting with this versus with any of these others or with no muzzle brake. This does tame the recoil, even on the 7.62 with 39, and the fact that it didn't enhance the flash, I was surprised by. So this, this definitely has some merit. So, as we talked about before we went to the range, take your ammo and your flash suppressor combination out to the range, do your own testing, and that way you'll be able to see if what your combination of ammo and flash suppressor is doing what you want. Remember, we want to keep our eyes with as much night vision as we can have. We don't want to disclose our position. We don't want to disclose our buddy's position. We want to stay as hidden as possible from the enemy. So go out there, train, have fun, and we'll see you next time.